Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Hey.
Can you hear me?
Hey!
Hello?
And for some reason, you're not coming through my headphones. So that's.
Oh, okay.
No, that's okay. 1 second. Okay, input. Okay, output device. Okay.
I am on my stream now. I think I'll just
Haha!
switch to main.
There we
Main?
go.
Hey!
How's it going? Good to see you again.
Oh, I hear a little bit of reverb, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Not reverb, whatever that is. The repeat.
Feedback. Yeah. 1 second.
Feedback. That's what that is.
It should. 1 second.
Oh, I think it's because I have your stream pulled up.
Yeah.
On
There we go.
my thing. I should turn mine off.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to mute you on my end. Hold on.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. Do I know what I'm doing? Yes, I do.
We're
I have to do this.
Professionals.
You can pull it together.
Yeah.
You can pull it together. We're not going to unfollow. What do you... Oh my goodness. I just float past the unfollow button or the follow button. It's like unfollow and it just stays there. I'm like, no, why would I do that?
It's so funny.
That's so stupid, man. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody.
Morning. Welcome to this sort of unannounced co-stream.
Yeah. It's just us for now, I think.
Yeah, it is just us. Yeah, for people maybe listening in the future, me and Funk here were planning on co-streaming at some point, but schedules were getting in our way, and while we were talking, we were like, the exact time we're talking about trying to organize.
We're talking now.
We're talking now. We could just do it right now.
Exactly.
So we just did it. Funk.
Yeah.
It's good to hear your voice again. We haven't had a chance to sit down and talk.
I know, man. And boy, I could talk about some stuff, but yeah, we'll just have a day and just chill.
Just chill. Unfortunately, it's not a day where I can spend infinity time, but it's good to see you while you're here.
Yeah. Let's just have a good time while we can. I'll be here talking, probably working on some stuff at the same time. Well, I can save it. It's not like I have to work on stuff right now. Yeah. I'm usually a multitasker, but fuck that noise. Yeah. Good morning, Cave Monkey.
Good morning.
I see you.
Morning. 1 second, I haven't pulled yours up.
With.
Oh
my God.
Oh, Cave Monk. Hey. Okay. Or hey, how's it going, Cave? Oh yeah, I was gonna just put your name. Hey, Monk, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, on my stream I have my little message up at the top that says we're co-streaming. So if they come by mine, they'll be able to see it. Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oopsie. There you are. With Funk.
Yeah, with Funk. I'm always nervous about spelling your first name because I know that's just one of the words I'm going to spell wrong no matter what.
No, it's okay. That's fine. That's okay. I respond to all of it.
Blame it on dyslexia.
Yep.
Monkey, how are things going? And Funk, how has the week's been treating you? How is the horrible age of 31?
It feels the same, but you know what? Ironically, I feel smarter.
Yeah.
I feel smarter. Am I smart? There's nothing to really prove that I'm smarter. I just feel smarter. I feel like, I know what I'm talking about for once. And maybe I do. Yeah. I don't go out of my way to say I'm right or anything, but just being like, oh shit. I think I know what's up finally. Otherwise, I feel the same.
Well, 30 really is, just when you're 30, that's just, the most senior 20,
Yes.
By the time you're 31, you've crossed that threshold.
I've crossed the threshold.
Into
I've become sentient a second time.
You're in your 30s officially. Ugh.
Oh, you know what? My 20s were hit and miss, but
Yeah.
that's everybody.
Yeah.
And I can look back on it and go, I can miss it or I can make my 30s even better. So,
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, that's how I feel.
I mean, like, I don't know. My experience now. Okay, monkey. My experience now with 30s is that I oh, class is so annoying.
Hmm.
There's a part of me is like, I'm so glad I'm not in school anymore, but then I realize it's like, oh no, wait, but I'm staying up late at night doing all this work. It's essentially what school was.
I know. Okay, I will say this. I didn't. Okay, when you say how I'm doing, generally I'm doing really well. There are a
Yeah,
few days I felt kind of under the weather,
yeah,
and I got some time off of work, and I'll tell you, man, did I need that. Man, did I need some time off of work. And asking off on my first day on Sunday night, I was just like a
yeah,
headache and like I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to the end of my shift without just completely breaking down.
yeah.
My head hurt so bad and I was so tired. And so I got off of work that night. They're like, yeah, it's fine. And then the other night,
Oh,
not last night, but the night before, I was feeling similar, but I went to work because I started feeling kind of crappy like right before work, and that's like too late to call in. So
yeah.
I was there for a couple hours and then I was like, I think whatever happened Sunday night's happening again. And they're like, okay, well, can you go till, like another 30 minutes? And I'm like, sure. And then and I got an extra day off. So I had a very short work week, got some PTO, which I think I've been working toward this whole time. But anyway, long story short, it felt a little bit like school, even though I've been
Yeah.
working for so long. I've been working since I was 18, but still feels like I'm asking off for like school. And I'm like, is that okay? And they're literally just like, yeah, it's okay. I mean, you can choose to take your PTO or you can choose to have it not show up in your paycheck. And I'm like, oh, I'm
Right.
like, I'm not going to lose my job over this. It's like, no, you're not going to lose your job over this.
That's so
I
awesome.
will take one time off because I'm sick in 6 months.
That's
And
so
they're
great.
like, it's okay. And I'm like, oh, thank God. I need it. So, yeah,
See, the one.
generally I'm good, but it felt a little bit, I still feel like a kid in a lot of ways. Like, is this okay to
It's,
ask for this? It's like, yes, it is.
do you
Totally
like?
fine.
Do you think like that feeling just never goes away? Like you're always like just desperately seeking some like authority figure's approval.
I think that's definitely true for a lot of people.
Like it's just never gonna stop.
Right. And then I'm always afraid the thing is for me, I was always a very like goody two shoes and I still kind of am. I
Oh
tried
my
not to
god,
like get in my head about it,
me
but
too.
I was always a goody two shoes and my thing was always I need to ask for something that's usually not afforded me and I'm either going to have it denied on principle that I am a kid and just shouldn't have it
Yeah,
or like this person's just very like it's okay, it's not a big deal, then I feel like I'm taking advantage of their kindness. And then I feel guilt for asking for something that's very just like healthy
reasonable.
and reasonable. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Like I'm driving home like with a headache going, am I gonna get fired? Am I gonna get fired? It's like, no, you're sick. Go home.
That's so funny. Like
It's like it's
no,
not gonna
yeah,
it's not gonna backlash on me like it did when I was little. Like, oh, they're gonna find some way to make this like hurt later. But it's like, I don't know if that had to do with like the environment I grew up in, or if that's just like a kid thing of like, okay, well, if you do this today, we're gonna make sure you work extra hard next week or whatever. And it's like life's kind of like that, but I don't think people go out of their way to make it like that.
yeah.
Do they? I don't know.
No, the default thing I think for people is like in the end, all people really want is for you to leave them alone, you know, and
Yeah, seriously.
don't make their lives difficult. and like all the inconvenient things that go on in the world is just really people trying to make it easier for themselves, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think at least like the world should be understood not as like a competition, but as, hey, as a
Hello.
hi, hey Bit, how's it going? As like a like, oh, I just want to relax, and this person is preventing me from relaxing.
Right.
Yeah, it's going good. We are co-streaming today.
Woo!
Whoop whoop.
I actually need to double check on my end, make sure that. I mean, hold up. I'm just gonna make sure that I actually am online. I'm on your stream for sure. Okay, yeah, I'm live. Okay, just making sure.
It's still St. Patrick's Day on your stream, by the way.
Oh yeah, I didn't change it. I didn't have time.
It's fine. Oh, this was kind
of. I'm gonna change it now.
This was kind of a last minute idea both of us had. You know.
Which. I always click on the wrong things.
Let's let it.
No, but I got it.
Let's let it be permanent St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's always St. Patrick's Day.
In our hearts.
Mm-hmm. Stream manager. That's what I meant to open. I have 2 viewers? What the hell? Oh, you probably have one open. Yes. So. It's always St. Patty's Day in our hearts. Co-streaming with.
How is Ramadan going?
Yeah, how is Ramadan, everybody? Okay.
Not the most elegant setup. I should probably create a distinct screen for co-streams, but here we go.
Oh no, it's okay. Same thing with me.
Like,
hello. It's my face.
Yeah, it's your face. You get to see it.
It's my fucking mug. Oh God. Okay. Before I even start talking about it, I should ask if you want.
Yeah.
Too deep into Ramadan that I forgot. Ramadan grind. Oh, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Oh, so.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like this is fucked up to like bring up in the middle of the Ramadan conversation. I shouldn't.
But so I power through it anyways.
Yes. I binged the because I had some time off of work. I binged the Netflix show I was writing about.
Oh, 3 Body Problem.
Yep.
How is it?
Oh man,
I've heard
it is
pretty mixed things. Some people say it's the greatest thing. Yeah.
I have not heard a single person say it was the greatest thing. I was looking for that kind of thing because I watched it fairly close to when it came out. So by the time I was a bit into it, nobody else had really like said anything about it online. I was like,
well, now
not trying to make my mind up about it, but now that it's been out a bit, and I finished it this morning, really early, or last night, really, but this morning. It is the most meh show that I've seen in a while. It is the most like eh.
It's like that's the general consensus I'm getting. It's like C+, B-. You know.
Yeah. Which it makes me think. It makes me think something that like really vindicates me, but it also makes me think of something that's really fucked at the same time.
Yeah.
Which, the good thing is, hey, D&D still suck.
Yeah.
They have not redeemed themselves with this one, which is slightly vindicating to see.
Yeah.
That indeed their writing is still subpar.
Yeah.
Granted, there were a few things in the show that did grip me and I did enjoy, but they were too few and far between for the whole show to really mean anything overall. Also, and this is the icky part, is that the books were better.
What?
And I don't like saying that because I don't like the author. So now I feel like this is going to be one of those shows that turns into the giant
I mean,
book the book trailer that's like, oh, hey, I
yeah,
might actually just pick up those books and read them, and then this guy's gonna get a whole lot more money,
yeah.
and he really
Like
shouldn't have any more money.
I haven't really looked into him. I haven't looked into him. I assume.
Well, if you read my thing, you would know all you need to know about
Yeah.
him. But if you don't,
I,
that's
I,
fine.
I did I did edit the first half of your thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Thank you so much for your help with
No,
that.
no worries. I'm sorry, I didn't finish reading your thing.
It's long.
It's
It's
long,
long.
Funk, and I have work now.
I know.
I
I
have a job.
know.
Every
I
second of
know.
free time is hard to come
I could
by.
give you the bullet points. Basically, the guy, he works in AI. He's a big science guy, but
I
he happened to just write a very popular sci-fi book series.
Yeah,
So now he's also an author.
yeah.
And some of his AI work is being used in some very non-humanitarian ways.
Oh no! What?
Yeah.
A-
Yeah.
AI has a dark side. I don't.
What?
What?
Let's just say it's not writing his next book series for him.
Yeah,
Doing something worse.
yeah. It
And yeah.
it has
I
a
mean,
dark. What? No, no. AI it will only save humanity. That's what those.
he probably thinks that's what he's doing.
Oh, what's that
But overall, it's not really.
Yeah, what a
It's
shock.
not really a good thing.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
what are those like that idiot my unfortunate doppelganger Sam Bankman-Fried? What was that whole philosophy he was into? Um
Oh, I don't remember.
they like they're big believers in AI. Anyways, it's a whole thing. He's in prison
Right.
now. I'm frankly tired of talking about him.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Yeah.
I just, yeah.
He did dominate my life for about 6 months because we unfortunately have a passing resemblance to each other.
No, man. Ugh,
No,
that's terrible.
if I could be so vain, I think I'm a little bit better looking than Sam Bankman-Fried. You know?
I mean, watching you on stream is a lot more pleasant than,
Yeah.
I don't know, seeing the guy on
Yeah.
another news
Well, because he's so
cycle and
he's so
mugshots.
he's so obnoxious, and he's so convinced that he and he alone will save the world.
Yeah.
Like
He's like that guy from Megamind.
Yes, he would be a great, like, at some point, and maybe I should do this. Somebody should write a supervillain based around Sam Bankman-Fried.
Right.
In a
It's
weird
the
way,
villain who thinks he's the hero.
in a weird way, he's probably this is going to sound way too complimentary, but this is true. It just occurred to me. He's probably the closest we've ever had to a real life Lex Luthor.
Mm.
In that, like, Lex Luthor, if you read the Superman, not all of them, but it has this kind of weird idea that he's humanity's savior, but he's also but he does it by, like, hurting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I've been reading a lot of Superman comics lately. They're fun.
Yeah. Your little updates on your Superman stuff has been really cool.
Yeah. Well, I realized that the original Superman comics are the most out there things in the world. Like, just stuff will happen that you have no idea, like, can happen. Like, I read, like, I was talking about this lately. I read this comic. I read one of the comics I read recently. Superman finds a weapon from Krypton that make an enlarging ray. He shoots it randomly at something, at a lizard. It becomes a dinosaur. The dinosaur attacks a research facility. He has to save the research facility. Then the dinosaur drowns, and then later the lizard's mate. Lizard's mate attacks him by sending him to the Phantom Zone, and it's just like, and the only way Clark saves himself out of the Phantom Zone is he has an ability to control electronic typewriters.
What? Okay, electronic typewriters.
Yeah, that all happens in one issue. It's
That chalk it up to the creativity, man.
I chalk it up to the creativity and also possibly writers being very short on deadlines.
It's true, true.
Like I can imagine the writer going like, oh god, I just need an idea. I need an idea. Lizard attacks. To be fair, uh, I am sympathetic to that now.
Right. You know
I
all about that.
I am there, brother. I can feel another kindred soul in the trench mines trying desperately to write.
As a fan, you're like, yeah, I just love how wacky this one was. But
Yeah.
then you grow up, you're like, I know exactly why this happened.
I know the exact. Oh, I too have been up in the middle of the night. I too have been up at 4 o'clock in the morning, desperately trying to get my meet a writing deadline my boss has set me.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Writing as a job is weird. It does change a lot what you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You want to gush about it? You want to vent about it a little?
Sure. I mean, like, I really, I might complain about this. I do really like my boss. I think she's really nice. She's been like fighting to help. A real, like she fought to get a third writer on our team, so that we wouldn't have to do as much of a workload.
Right. Yeah.
And she does stuff like that all the time, where she's been like trying to help make it easier, and so I really appreciate that,
Mm-hmm.
But it's still so much. I realized I'm practically every day now I have to write the equivalent of a NaNoWriMo day. It's permanent NaNoWriMo for me.
Yeah.
That's about the word count I need to hit is a NaNoWriMo every day. Actually, more than NaNoWriMos. So this is the most writing I've ever done. And yes, yeah. So it's like it's wild. I don't know.
And you still haven't really, because
I got paid.
Because yeah, you get paid, but you're not used to that kind of.
I don't
just.
Yeah.
Workload or outpour.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it's like it's a creative work is very different, I think, than it's a weird thing. It's where I can do the work, but like most of my time is spent trying to get into the right mindset to do the work, and it feels dumb because you're like, oh, you're making this so much harder on yourself. Why don't you just do it? But that's like
that's my whole life, bro.
Yeah.
With just stuff, but not work, like all of it.
Hey, no, good to see you. Yeah. But it's like, you just got to keep moving no matter what. Like, it does help that you are getting paid to do it,
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is a very big motivation. Like, suddenly when there is paycheck, you're like, okay, no, words are going to come out no matter what.
Yep. They got to come out somehow, some way.
They are coming out, and I don't care if it's, we're just talking about work, which is very captive. We're just talking about, specifically, I'm just talking about my job right now, where it's like, oh, so much work all the time, every day, that I also will have to do later today, but it's okay. I can hang out right now. Fortunately, my boss and like the main head office is in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like 2 hours behind me.
So you have at least a little bit of a head start on them.
Yeah, so like right now it's 7 o'clock in the morning for them.
Right.
So.
Oh, that works. That works out at least. We have a little bit of time to talk.
Yeah, no, we can chat. We can chat for like an hour and a half.
That's cool.
Yeah. Tell me, no, how's your job going? We're all stressed all the time. Fortunately, like I'm being paid quite well, so it's you know uh, so fun. Uh,
Yes.
I'm being paid more than my cousin, who is about the same age as me.
Ooh, okay.
So I think that's an important factor. Am I excited by that? No. Why would I be competing with her? We're only ever.
Well, after being right, like No No said, chronically unemployed,
Yeah.
it feels like a win.
Yeah. Yes, I was also very. I don't. I like to consider I was finding myself, not that I was just unemployed.
Hmm.
Oh, why did Sean have all the time in the world to stream a few months ago? What was going on? It's almost like Sean didn't have like it's almost like I didn't have like much to do during the day, so I could dedicate it to streaming. Let's see.
On that AO3 grind, I just want to work on my own story, not
Yeah.
fanfic. Oh yeah. Oh, bro. So, okay, it's
Yeah.
not exactly the same, but I've been editing for the lovely Emika, and I'm so close. I'm within just like finger distance from being done with it, and I've been working on it for so long. And of course, I don't have any deadline. I was trying to give today as my deadline, and I still might make it. I still might make it.
Oh, is it?
But I have other stuff I gotta do. Um, but
Yeah.
that was part of what I have to do today. I have to finish that edit.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, well, that's nice. It's not,
Professionally unemployed.
professionally unemployed. I like to consider myself a professional son, which is the most important job in America.
Professional what?
I'm a
Son?
I'm a stay-at-home son.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That is important. That is important work. What are you talking about?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So no. Oh, you did some writing jobs too. No, no. So you know my pain, man. You know my pain. Yeah. Uh, Crow, how is the AO3 grind going? Yeah. Oh,
You caused a second divorce.
I know the story behind the first divorce. What's the second divorce?
I don't know any of this. I'm
Uh,
just trying to pick up context clues.
no, no. Uh, works a very particular job that where he encounters lonely men.
Oh.
It's a freelance gig, from what I understand.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Hi, no, no lore.
yeah, super high. Give me the lore now.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
anyways, well, no no's typing yet, so well,
Hmm.
that's good that the editing is going.
Hmm?
That's good that you got some editing work from Emmy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I know she's gonna just be grateful with whatever I give her, but at the same time, I'm kind of going, this is just very much a trial run.
yeah,
If anyone wants a better job, I've learned from the mistakes I've made on Emika's book, for sure.
yeah, like,
But I feel like I learned a lot, which is really good.
yeah.
Okay, I gotta catch up on the Nono lore. We met up with this guy, hung out a bit, usual. Okay, okay, okay.
No lives in Romania, by the way.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Uh, yeah. Oh, by the way,
I'm
so
searching for cereal after liking. Hmm.
uh-oh.
Oh,
Not good.
okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Yeah.
always a hazard, huh?
Oh, why would the other guy have an issue? Why would the other guy have an issue with that? Yeah.
Ugh,
Messy.
yeah.
Uh, didn't like didn't the previous one? Didn't he like? Wasn't he? Didn't he? Wasn't he like a CEO like the other guy?
Ooh, what?
Yeah, it's. I've told no. You need to write like your memoir or something because
You seriously?
you've lived a wild life. Like I guarantee you that would be a uh that would be a seller.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, if there's one thing I can definitely say as an encouragement is when I go to local like writer events, um, there was a conference not that long ago in the town I used to live in, and I talked with a couple authors. You know, everyone's there kind of vending their books. I'm telling you, 99.999% of them, which is all of them at these events, these local events, they are just authors because they have a wild life story that they need to tell. They're not coming up with fiction or anything like that. I
Yeah,
mean, they are if they're fictionalizing their own story and putting in, or they're telling a long lost family member's story.
yeah,
These are all just personal
yeah.
like interests or personal accounts from their life. They're not like I made up a story about a pair of twins that lives in a lighthouse. You know, like something that just in my brain one day.
Yeah.
My life is very insignificant compared to some of these other things, but it's like they're just sitting there like, so what gave you the idea for the story? Oh, this is my great great grandfather's story. Oh, or this is a story about my best friend growing up. And it's like these are all just
Yeah.
stories about people that they knew. Like nobody's there with like a fiction idea,
Yeah.
like just from your brain. So there's definitely a lot of space for that type of thing, and there would definitely be lots of opportunities
Yeah. Yeah.
to talk to people about that. That's all I'm saying. I mean that is an encouragement.
Yeah. Like, did you see this? Like, uh, the husband sent no a PayPal order.
Previous high
Yeah.
position
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
not a CEO, and he fucked up because he sent me cash from his family PayPal. Oh no. Okay, well, in your
Yeah.
defense, if he didn't do that with you, he would have done it with someone else.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fuck up on his part.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
would have done that regardless of who it was sent to. It sounds like he's just not careful.
Yeah, Crow, you are so right. You are so right. Yeah, like he's such a high-ranking guy, and he pays for an affair like on his family PayPal. What is he, a moron?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is he a nepo baby? I
Bro,
what?
just set up another PayPal account.
Yeah, yeah. Listen.
Not that hard.
So funny. Oh, what a fuck up.
Oh my god.
you,
He
you,
couldn't have been more explicit with it too. Oh my god. His wife finding out, he deserved to have his wife find out
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
That's so dumb.
yeah, yeah. That is, that is. Well,
Yeah,
I
she
think
probably.
I think that's a
Yeah.
positive development for everybody in that story.
Yeah, actually, you helped a family.
Yeah, you probably in the long run, I think they're all doing probably better.
One of the more controversial things to say is sometimes divorce is
Good.
warranted.
Yeah,
Very, very okay.
yeah.
Actually, everybody's better off for it.
Is Spain just like, I've heard so much about like Europe with Spain. Is Spain where just all the divorced people go? Because that seems to be like the end result for so many people. Is like, yeah, they just moved to Spain.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I was thinking of moving to Spain. I still might, but I was
Oh man.
I was thinking about
Yeah.
doing it. Well, it's just because I work remote, so it's like there's no real reason for me to be here in the U.S. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I but this is me now
Where all
that
the wealthiest people go to retire. I see. Okay.
now that I have I'm making money on my own. I've become quite cheap.
Hmm.
Now that it's my own money, I'm like, well, I don't want to spend it on that. And I'm like, while I'm staying here, I live pretty much for I pay some money for the helping run the house, but
You got a good gig.
yeah,
I should say you got a pretty good gig for this day and age in the US, so.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I that's where I wanted. That's why I wanted to move there.
Hmm.
I have thought about maybe moving to Ireland also. Ireland's
The amount of times I have thought about that is,
let's move to Ireland.
yeah. Hmm.
It's pretty well. The nice thing about Ireland, one, we're both English speakers, and almost everybody in Ireland speaks English. Like 90% of people in Ireland, English is their first language because of not great things, but
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yep.
it would be pretty easy for us to like entrench ourselves within the culture, and two, like after it changes. I haven't got a straight answer, but it seems after about 5 years you can apply for citizenship
Oh, interesting.
of living and working there. So it's considered one of the easiest places in Europe to get citizenship too.
Mm.
And that would have the added benefit, like, so if you get Irish citizenship, you get EU citizenship.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you could live anywhere in Europe after that.
Hmm.
You know, except
Is that,
England.
yeah. Right. I was just thinking, like, except for
One country.
one country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. No, that was kind of my thought for a while as I was getting that new job that I have, and then I was like, you should really just wait out and get a remote job. And then they called me back, and I was just like, oh, that's a job. I gotta snatch it up.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you should. Fuck, I'd love it if we would if we could work together. That would be so cool. Cool.
it would be.
I
I'd be down. The thing is, I feel like I'm always so
yeah.
crazy busy all the time. What I need to do
Yeah.
is I need to
I mean,
have like a span of time like I have now and just apply
yeah.
and see what happens. And then if they get back to me like within a week,
Yeah.
then I can have time for an interview. But other than that, it's like I don't have time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I've just started working here, and they're not. The hiring is kind of down right now. Like a few months ago,
right.
they were going on just this wild hiring frenzy. So
yeah,
that's
hey, let me know when they do that again.
That's
I'll maybe shoot my shot.
Yeah, that's I don't know if I can last here for a while, and that's a big if. So no promises.
Yeah.
I'll put in a good word for you.
I appreciate that.
But
see, that's the other thing is, anytime I share things, I constantly feel like I'm shooting myself in the foot here. But it's like they're like, okay, well, oh hi Zalden, good to see you.
Hey.
Yes, we're having a great weekend. That it's like, okay, well, I want a writing job. Well, here is some of the things I write. Here's my website. I'm also a VTuber. Is that gonna be a problem?
It will. Like honestly, like
I mean, like, please, like, I'm not one of those VTubers. Like, don't get in your head. Like, literally, just watch like one of my videos, and you'll see that I'm just like a weirdo that doesn't want to show their face.
Yeah.
That's it. That's really it. I just don't want to share my face on the internet. That's really all it is.
I mean,
otherwise, I wouldn't have done this.
I mean, that's literally the smartest move you could make in some ways, is sharing your face. And hello, Paladin. How's it going?
Digital footprint is real. Yeah.
I mean, my face is too public now. I can't go back, but yeah.
I mean, it's not like my face has never been on the internet. I had a Facebook in high school. Like,
yeah.
I think it's just after a certain amount of time, it's like, okay, well, I want to like I want to do this for myself. That means I have to have some kind of online presence or else nobody's going to notice me. But then it's like, oh, I don't want people looking at my face.
Unfortunately, I mean, that's why
I'm also a teacher.
Yeah, imagine.
I just kind of like would rather keep that separate. I'm trying to Hannah Montana my way through this.
Imagine if your students ever found your Twitch profile. Would that freak you out if one of your students suddenly popped up?
I would pretend I didn't know them.
Yeah.
And then they'd probably hate me. They'd be like, "Hey, Miss blah blah blah, it's me," and I'd be like, "Oh," and block immediately.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably find them some other day and be like, "You don't need to be on the internet at your age.
Yeah.
Get off the internet."
You would contact their parents. I'm like, did they? What are they doing on Twitch?
They'll be like, "Oh, Miss blah 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 is a VTuber," and then that just circulates around the studio, and then I go, "Excuse me," like somebody at work was asking me about my podcast recently, and I just denied that I even had one. I was like, no, I don't have one. I told them this is bullshit about like, oh, I thought of doing a podcast a long time ago. I don't do it.
Yeah. It's like, oh God, it's so embarrassing to admit you have a podcast.
And, yeah, I think that the feeling of it was like, ugh, just like doing it is fun, but then talking about it feels so gross. I don't like it.
Until you become until it becomes like a big deal, and it's like, oh yeah, I have a podcast.
I'm not trying to self-incriminate, but I'm also just trying to be creative online and keep. There's going to be a digital footprint. I want to have as much control over it as I can.
Can I tell you something? My boss, she has a podcast.
And, fun.
But she doesn't know that I know about it. So I've been listening to it, and I haven't brought it up to her yet that I listened to her podcast.
Right. And I think what I'm kind of leaning in is kind of like, I'm sure eventually somebody I know, I mean, okay, I know at least my cousin and my sisters know about it. Yeah. My parents know about it, but like my immediate family could give less of a fuck about it, you know? They're like, oh yeah, she does that thing on the side, whatever. Yeah. But it's like, if somebody I know that from like work finds me, I'm just assuming, and I'm just praying and hoping that they go, oh, that's so-and-so that I know from real life. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see that.
Well, it is
just stay quiet. Like, but yeah, maybe don't make it a big deal.
I have two friends who have podcasts, and I've listened a little bit to both their podcasts, but it's a weird thing where it's like, I don't know, it feels awkward to listen to your friend's podcast, you know?
So you wouldn't listen to mine?
Well, no, I listen to yours.
Like somebody you meet IRL.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it feels interesting.
Partly because it's like, if you talk to them about it, it's like it's almost like you were spying on them, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, hey, how's that thing going on? And it's like, how do you know about that? Well, you brought it up in your podcast. And it's like, oh, right, I guess I did. And it's like, well, do you want to talk about it? And it's like, no.
No, I think you got the picture.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I am. Like, oh, you listen to it. Then I think you get the picture, right? Like, I don't need to say anything. I'm also sitting here going, I'm 31 years old. Why do I give a fuck?
Yeah.
Why do I care? I'm like, I don't really care, but I mostly care about... I don't really care at the end of the day, but some of it I'm a little bit like, yeah, I just don't want to have to go around explaining myself. And it's like, I don't feel like I should have to. I feel like it's like, bro, I grew up in the age where you don't share your personal shit on the internet.
Yeah.
You don't share your name, you don't share your location, you don't do that stuff because it's dangerous. And I don't care that I'm an adult now, I still practice that shit, and maybe more people should. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody should do that.
I mean, I clearly didn't do that, but...
you know, I mean, right, you could be like Sean, and now it's too late.
Yeah, you'd be like Sean. Now it's too late. But to be fair, Sean also did get a job out of doing that. So
It's true. It's true. And okay,
it,
granted, I feel like maybe someday I will show my face where it's warranted.
yeah.
Where it's warranted.
No,
Not of
it,
my own volition all the time
yeah. I mean,
for the heck of it.
you're partly doing this because you're a teacher and you don't want like your students to find you.
Right.
And
Yeah, yeah.
there have been so many stories of teachers losing their jobs because their students found uh, like their social media accounts. You know?
Right, exactly.
So I think everybody understands that. You know. Yeah.
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 And it's like, what do I do that's would get me to lose my job?
Yeah, exactly. And
like really, like no, like they know that like I feel like the line that I draw between them is already so thin anyway that it's kind of like if somebody did find me, it's like, okay, but what am I doing wrong?
Exactly.
I'm not one of those VTubers. Yeah, I cuss on the internet, but
yeah.
I'm not going into the studio and cussing. I'm not. There's no like blending of the two. It's like this does not affect my job as a teacher. They're completely separate.
Yeah, exactly.
So as long as you keep them separate and you don't go around saying, hey, you know, I don't talk about my writing like at work or ad nauseum because part of me is kind of like, oh, you like writing, that's fun. And then it's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm not going to give you the updates because you're going to eventually find this on the internet and then you're going to share it with people. So I just go, oh, it's just a hobby. And then I move on, you know?
It's just a hobby.
It's just a hobby. And that, honest to God, that's what it is.
And it was for me until the job.
Until you got the job.
Yeah.
And hey, I get the job. Say I get the job at Pocket FM. I flee the country.
Yeah. Let's all move to Ireland. Ireland's nice.
I feel like it was nice teaching you. Bye. I'm going to Ireland. You'll never hear from me again.
I mean, the pay is good. Like I listen. I'm not all about the money, but it's very nice to have a salary and be paid.
No, for real.
Yeah.
I agree. I would say I would like to be paid if I worked there. I'd like to be paid more often than once a month. But just because I've had a job like that before, I had a job like that for years.
Yeah.
And I had to leave it eventually because I was like, I got bills to pay and the money is never in my account when I need it. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's also budgeting, but yeah.
I mean, fortunately though, I live at home, so
right.
Don't really have.
Yeah, the climate in Ireland. See, I wouldn't mind the climate in Ireland so much. Maybe I would.
Well, it's you.
I live in Wisconsin. I feel like I could handle Ireland fine.
I was gonna say, like, me, it might be more of a struggle, but
right, a Texan boy.
Funkier lives in a frozen tundra already.
Literally, I looked out the window after like sleeping, and it's like 4 inches of snow, and I was like, "Well, fuck! I gotta go shopping eventually. I'm gonna have to go scrape my car off." Fuck.
Ireland would be warm. Ireland
might be a nice change of pace for a little bit, but I feel like I'd eventually get sick of it. I'd get sick of having to wear boots everywhere because it's always fucking wet.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's cold.
Yeah,
it's cold.
I'll get May until I'll get snow until May.
Mm-hmm. You know,
like randomly for no reason.
I have a bunch of family in Canada, and every time I go, I visit. I never visit during the winter. Never visit during the winter. Only summer. And
right.
Every time I go, I'm like, this is really nice. Maybe I should move here because
it is a nice. It's a nice enough place in the summer.
Yeah, the cities are clean, and Palette. Hey, it's going.
It's Zelden.
Yeah. But and then I realized, but Sean, this is just the summer. Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Yeah.
It's a constant struggle in summer.
Yeah.
It's like, don't complain about the heat. Don't complain about the heat. Don't complain about the heat. Winter is coming and you will eat your words. Because winter sucks so bad.
Prime.
Which is why everybody's getting drunk.
Yeah. Prime. Yep. It's going good. We are. This probably won't be a long stream, but me and Funk, we had our schedules conferred finally so that we could co-stream for just a little
We
bit.
took advantage of a short blip of
Blip
time.
where neither of us had to do anything. So
Yeah,
I'm in a good mood.
that's good.
Yeah, I'm happy too because I had fallen behind a little bit in work, and I last night I'm so boring at times, but I got mostly caught up. So I just have like one
Yay.
thing left to do today. It's going to take me a couple hours to do it, but once I'm done with that, I have the weekend free. It is my.
Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
It is. It is. Because the weekend is not always guaranteed for me. So the okay.
Yeah, fight for that. Fight for that weekend, boy.
I'll throw this out there. The worst part is, yes, the worst part about work. Thank you so much. No, no. The worst part about working remote is, you know, that you can get as much time off as you theoretically could if you could just do more early in the week. But you're always so tired in the early. For me, I'm always so tired at the start of the week.
Yeah, here's the thing, because I struggle with my own work,
Yeah.
and I did kind of work remote for a little bit. One of my jobs kind of turned into a remote gig for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm dreading. I really want to be good at remote work.
Yeah.
For me, it feels like the ideal situation, but I know my personality and the work are gonna clash so bad,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna be the exact same position as you for sure,
Well,
if not worse.
the worst thing is, like, with remote. I'll say this: the worst thing with remote is that there's a bunch of really nice things. Like, one of the things I love is I don't have a boss looking over me. I have like
Right.
there's one meeting a week, and they occasionally message me to see how I'm doing, and that's really nice. But the worst thing
Hmm.
is, you get the sense that you have, like, you can just relax and not do things at times.
Hmm.
And you can, but that also means that the work will pile up later in the week. You know,
Right.
it's the worst
Yeah.
feeling is knowing you did it to yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. Bro, that's what I do. I
Yeah,
leave it all to the last second because that's when the adrenaline kicks in and I
I
actually get
do.
it done.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing. It's so bad.
It's like I want to just chill and have a nice even work week where I have the same amount every day and
Yeah,
not worry about it and then have a weekend. It's like, no, I can't get, oh, I'll just get to it eventually. Oh no, I want to make time to do this all the way over
yeah.
here. And then
Like,
last couple days, it's like, all right, go, 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 go.
like theoretically, if I had stuck to the schedule that I was supposed to stick to, I would have had today off.
Yeah.
I would have had today off. But I didn't do that. I was lazy, and now I have to. I mean, anyways, remote work is an adjustment, you know.
Yeah.
And it's an adjustment to me. I guess theoretically, I've always worked from home, so like most of my jobs have been working from home. So, uh,
Yeah, just these quotas you got to meet or these deadlines you have to
yeah,
meet
yeah.
are probably new-ish. I got
Holy
stuff I
heck,
gotta do, man.
20 20,000.
20K. Oof.
Oof. No, no.
That's a whole night. That's
Uh,
all of it for
yeah.
me, if
I,
not more. That'd
yeah.
be
I wrote. I wrote 10,000 one night, and that was exhausting.
right.
Yeah.
I think the most that I've been able to write in one sitting,
Yeah.
yeah, probably close to maybe 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And that wore me out.
Yeah. Uh, anyways,
I was overwhelmed, so I don't
that's
be lazy, so I didn't prepare for lessons enough. Yeah. Some lesson plans for me, anyway, I teach it's a whole different thing that I teach. But
I mean, I won't blow up your spot, but you do teach a really cool thing, Funk. I do think that.
oh, thanks. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. And I frankly, I get paid fairly well to do it too.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you're doing right now. It's
Yeah.
taken me years, but I finally got,
Yeah.
oh shit, I gotta check out this YouTube link. Hold
Oh
on.
no! What?
But yeah, it's taken me a long time to get to the point I'm at and get paid what I'm.
Yeah. Yeah. Funk. Oh, what is this? What is this?
Oof.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Funk. if people don't know, Funk has a very cool. We both, you know, Funk. I was thinking about this. You say something to, you know, you tell either of our jobs are pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe looking back, you ever sit sometimes and just think, I wish I could go back in time and tell my younger self, hey, this is what I'm doing. It's nothing like you thought you'd be doing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool when you think about it, right? Like, I'm still kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, guess what? You're doing that thing. And you're also doing this. And that feels really insane. And you're probably going, fuck, why are you doing that and not this? That's what I wanted you to do. And it's like, well, think about it. That's pretty cool.
I like to think,
and I'm getting paid well to do it.
I like to think if your job sounds like an improbable job, like a person would have in a romantic comedy, you're doing well. that's so no.
A romantic comedy. In my case, it would get get saucy or corny really fast.
No, but like one of the dumbest tropes in romantic comedies is they all have the dumbest jobs.
They have the most like implausible life.
Yeah, it's like there's that one where it's like cheese designer or something. Like they make their own
a cheese artisan.
Yeah, cheese artisan. It's always so goofy.
And they have like the best apartment in the biggest, most important city.
Heavy on the calm. No.
Right.
On the calm. Yeah. I feel bad about that now. That sounds like I'm talking down to people's jobs, but I do.
No. Yeah. If anything, we're talking down to ourselves.
Yeah, we're talking down to ourselves because we have improbable, stupid jobs.
We're describing ourselves.
Yeah.
And being like, hey, we're just barely surviving.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the life. That's how it is.
Yeah.
It is really funny. Yeah. I want to hear more like. Yeah. No. 32 are like. Yeah, basically, I would read your memoir if you wrote one. No, I would read it. Yeah, for sure. 2000 Summer Romantic Comedy by Wes Anderson. Oh man, who would direct your life story? Or if you had a romantic comedy, like, who would direct it? Who would direct the romantic comedy of your life, or just like the comedy of your life?
Or who would direct like Do it, Robin. Do it. I'd love to see that. And
seriously, a blue-collar work love story? Go for it.
And in no way it's based on any event in your life, right? Yeah. There aren't. I don't know. You know, romantic comedies are fun because they're mostly like character-based. Like right now,
right. Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, no. There isn't. Would it be a certain religious figure that you're talking about? Super.
I'm confused.
Super.
Oh, because it's. Okay.
Robin is having some flirtations with a gentleman by the name of Jesus.
Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But anyways.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Almost a complete change of topic. Yeah. One of the TikToks that I put out a while ago that had the most views of anything I've ever done was just random things that pop into your head when you're ADHD. Like things I quote on a regular basis. And I just was thinking, I need to make a new one because there's so many of them that I didn't include. One just popped into my head just now.
Do it.
Have you guys seen I'm sure you have the entire history of the world, I guess, video.
Oh, that's such a good one.
So many quotes from that. I was just reading the Robin's quotes. Is loving Jesus legal yet? I love those. Is loving Jesus legal yet?
I think though a romantic comedy about more down to earth job is good. You know,
it would be good. It would be
they all
refreshing and
they
lovely.
yeah, they always have like, it's always about like high powered business people, and it's like,
Oh, and
that's easy for them. That's easy for them to find romance. They're not, anyways. I'm
the fact that in Flashdance the main character was a dancer and a welder,
yeah,
quite realistic. Quite realistic.
very realistic.
Because
They
how much money are you gonna make?
yeah, not a lot,
How
not a
are you
lot.
gonna survive unless you got that second blue collar job,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no.
A
Isn't it?
very steeped in reality, and you can do a lot with that. We
I
haven't seen good
I mean, the only
stories come out of that type of thing in a
yeah,
long time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I was reading an article today about like how the fact that there's no real like blue collar directors anymore. Like it's all like rich people now.
Everything's
Yeah,
everything's so rich.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I
But
mean,
Dune 2 was good though.
oh,
Though.
oh, this is my life right now. I haven't had time to see Dune 2.
Okay, I won't say anything. It's good. It's good. And I just sat and watched all of Three Body Problem on Netflix.
Yeah,
You're better off watching Dune 2.
yeah,
I'll say it. I'll say it. If you want sci-fi, Dune 2 is better.
yeah. No, what? Dune? Maybe one of the greatest sci-fi stories of all time.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
The other greatest stories of all time are inspired by Dune.
yeah, including Star Wars.
Game of Thrones. Lots of other
Yeah,
things
Dune is
that
kind of
we
the urtext for a lot of like modern day sci-fi and fantasy. You know?
Isn't it kind of funny how they'll always adapt so many other things before they go to like the main inspiration?
Yeah,
And then they'll do that one and they'll be like, "Oh my god, this shit's amazing." It's
yeah,
like, "Yeah, no shit. People been saying it for years."
yeah. Have you seen? Did you ever see the '80s movie? We should.
Oh my god. We should do a Oh my
We
god.
should
Okay,
do
so
it.
you
Well, we should if I could use one of my, if we could somehow coordinate our schedules again,
Yeah.
in
Oh
like
my
six
god.
months.
Watching the 80s Dune
Yeah, to watch
together,
the
that would
'80s.
be so good. Oh
Yeah,
my god. I think that would be really good. I'd
yeah.
love to do that.
Well, hopefully we'll find a hole in our schedules again at some point.
Yeah.
uh,
I'll say this. I have this weekend and next week
yeah,
more open. I won't say completely open. I still do work at least one job.
yeah,
I do usually work two jobs. I have one of those done for a week, and then I have to go back for another seven weeks before I get another break. So either next week or probably June will be the next time I have time.
and by then my contract might be over with these people.
Oh my god. Well,
uh,
hey, we'd have some time.
yeah, uh, yeah. I will say, like,
Oscar Isaac, yeah.
yeah, Robin, Robin. I don't know. I don't know. Have you ever heard of Oscar Isaac? I don't know. Are you a fan? I secretly know that Robin's a huge fan of Oscar Isaac.
No, yeah, that's why I saw the comment. I was like, oh yeah.
I'm doing a bit. I'm doing a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm still trying to convince Robin to see Inside Llewyn Davis, which is one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
That
how? By the way, how's the guitar doing?
Oh, you mean? You mean my friend here, the guitar?
Your best friend?
My best friend?
Yeah.
He's my best friend. We hang out all the time.
My best friend.
So I got this in college. I made a video about this, if you guys can see. I got this guitar in college, and I was, I was determined to learn how to do it. And for the first month, I really practiced,
Yeah.
Intensely. And then, college got a lot more work, and I didn't have as much time. And you know how much I've practiced on this thing since then?
Not a lot.
None. Absolutely none. And I've totally forgotten everything I learned how to do it. So it's like, and like, very nice people have suggested, like, you could take classes, and I would love to take classes.
Aw.
But
Yeah.
The name of my guitar?
Yeah, what is the name? Did you name it, or does it have a? Is it a Fender? Uh, what else? I can't think of other. I used to know a lot of guitar like brand names.
It's called David
That's
Carradine.
very nice.
It's David Carradine. His name is David Carradine.
Good.
Although he likes to go by the Knight Rider.
Oh, that's good stuff. YouTube tutorial is better.
I have
Okay.
been watching YouTube tutorials, but it's again, it's all about time. It's all about time.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those YouTube videos of either guitarists or people with like I don't know, mandolins, small string instruments, and they grow their fingernails out on one hand really long to
Gross.
pick? It's very interesting.
I do have.
I feel like that's kind of gross, but at the same time, you're so talented. Wow, go off.
I also do have a ukulele. I could that'd probably be a little easier to learn, but.
How many strings are on the ukulele?
4.
4. Oh yeah, it's much easier.
As opposed to 8. Like part of the problem is like. I don't know why this is. I don't know what would cause it, but my fingers are quite stiff now. I don't know what has caused my fingers to be quite stiff. Surely there's no position I'm holding right now. There's nothing I'm doing that has caused my fingers to be quite stiff. I just don't know what could have caused that. Anyways, just gonna
you're 30. You're 31, man. You're in your 30. You're well into your 30s now.
I'm just gonna clutch.
Nothing else.
I'm just gonna clutch my big giants. I'm just gonna clutch my cell phone for 5 hours straight.
Oh, Robin, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Hey, Robin.
Well, you pull out a ukulele and everybody's gonna immediately think you did something terrible. You're about to apologize for.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy hell! Was that a disaster? Oh my god! Why did she think? Oh my god! You just reminded me of that.
They ruined the ukulele, my guy. The weird millennials have ruined the ukulele. At least in America, I think. Probably in other countries, not so.
The ukulele, it needs a break. It needs a break. It needs some new. It'll come back. It'll come back.
I'm sorry.
One second.
No. Don't let people judge your character based on the fact that you have a ukulele. You just want an easy instrument to learn. And you can tell them that. You can tell them Funk said that. You can put my name on it. That's fine.
What are you talking about? The ukulele is the friendliest instrument in the world.
Right. Very unassuming, very innocent.
Yeah. Oh. That is like... Look. It's like their father and son.
It's like immediately goes to sister-in-law, give me the ukulele back, don't give it to the kids. Don't YouTube tutorials ukulele on YouTube. You'll find other things.
It's just like...
I'm only partially kidding there.
Yeah. No, you embrace... I don't know. People have told me, like, some actual, like, the decent advice I've gotten is, like, if I want to learn guitar, that maybe an electric guitar would be easier.
Oh, really? What makes you say that?
Well, it's because you don't have to hit it as hard, which is the part of
right.
It's it's very light to the touch,
Yeah, you make more sound.
Yeah, Yeah, so I'm thinking about that, but again, money. That's money, Funk.
It's money, and you would have to justify that purchase with practice,
Which
which
might be the what would force
might
me to actually do it.
might actually do it. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Depends
would.
on the personality, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have. That's what this is. This is a classical
Mm.
guitar, but
A lot of I know that a lot of acoustic guitars that you buy, if you're learning, they might give you a guitar with rougher strings because
yeah,
they'll last longer,
yeah,
so that you don't have to be constantly buying new strings while you're learning.
yeah.
But that, yeah, like you said, it makes it harder to actually like
Play and
play.
I have right now. I have like claws right now instead of hands. So
Careful of that carpal tunnel.
oh no, what no? How could I get carpal tunnel? What am I doing? What am I doing to get that could cause me to get carpal tunnel?
Just everything in your life currently,
Yeah,
including me.
yeah.
My supervisor at work has carpal tunnel. It's only a matter of time before I get it.
I spend, I spend what like 8 hours a day on my computer working. And then I relax by either clutching my sitting and clutching my phone, or sitting and clutching a pencil and drawing.
Hmm.
I don't know how my fingers could be quite stiff.
You
So,
need some you need some stretches or like a
yeah,
brace or something for your wrist.
yeah, I do. I should. I've seen those before. I should just get one. Uh, Speaking of that, how is the writing going?
Well, I've been mostly working on that article that is too long for anyone to read, but I think is very interesting once you get into it.
It's a
Not
good.
because of my writing, but because of the subject matter.
It's a good article. It's a good article. I of
Um,
course did help edit it a little bit.
yeah, yeah, you did help, and you are credited
I
for the
saw
help.
I saw that. No, no, not to take away. I like I actually like editing people's stuff. If that was my job, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking too, is like, well, what if I just got really good at editing? Then I could get paid, like, in a sense for writing that wasn't all creative, you know?
No, no, I just saw what you said. Yes, yeah, yes, yes, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. That's what fingering is. Oh God.
What else are you doing to get everything I do gives me carpal tunnel?
Yeah,
I live my best life.
yeah.
No, no.
Living.
Yeah. The writing's going fine. I had kind of a burst of energy. Actually, I'm working on my newsletter.
Nice, nice.
So, other than that, it's just been a lot of note taking and editing. I'm kind of, I don't know how excited I am, but I'm going to see if I can get back into proper, like, narrative writing again in April.
That's good.
Um, I approached this year with a kind of a quarterly goal in mind. So every
Yeah.
3 months, I give myself a goal. And I'm approaching the end of this quarter. And I will tell you, I did not reach my goal for this quarter, but that means I get to switch gears and try something else for 3 months. And I think what I'll do is I'll see if I can stick to one narrative project and see how far I can make it in 3 months.
That's good. That's good.
The goal is just to focus on one thing
Yeah.
instead of a bunch of small things.
That's good.
It's mostly focus. Focus is my issue, not the
Yeah.
writing itself. But of course, I can't practice and get better at anything if I'm not focused on it. So
Yeah. Well,
that's my life.
as somebody who writes every day, you can get you can get there
Oh, thank
eventually.
you. No, no. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No. No, no, it's the best.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. Uh, any progress at all on the lighthouse story? I've always liked that one.
That's the one I want to jump into.
Yeah.
I I haven't made big progress on that. for a long time. I wrote like big chunks of that a long time ago. I kind of did what I did was I want, because I'm such a Game of Thrones fan, I'm more of a fan of this type of stuff that has an ensemble cast.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to write something with an ensemble cast,
Oh,
which
that's
is the biggest
always
thing.
that's the
The
hardest
biggest thing I've
one.
ever done. But it was actually fun at first because I was like, I
Yeah.
can just jump from character to character and not really care what I'm doing. I'm just literally, it just started with me picking a character and going, what is their origin? And I wrote down a chapter that would kind of count for part of their origin story, and then I jumped to somebody else.
Yeah.
And then I kind of thought, what if I just kept doing that? What if I just kept jumping around from character to character, not really too worried about the overall arcing story just yet, and I just started filling in a bunch of details.
Yeah.
And then I thought about, okay, where do these characters, obviously there's some character overlap.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, well, where are the overlap parts? There's where the story's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then I build a structure on top of that.
Yeah.
That was my idea. And yes, I know I'm not going, I had a really kind of overall nebulous idea of what I wanted to do, and I still have that idea, but I don't know how plausible it is.
Well,
I'm also doing some research on like those big plot points, like doing like real life research into like anyway.
I never ever get lost into doing research.
Yeah. I'm info dumping.
Yeah.
For myself to kind of get to know the characters and build the world in an organic way.
Well, you got to introduce the characters, you know.
Yeah.
Big ensemble stories always scare me because it's like, because it's like you're essentially like writing 5 books in one, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like Martin has said that it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, it's a little hard because it's like it's not one book, it's 5 or 6 that I essentially have to write, you know, every time.
Right, but those individual books can be short, sweet, to the point.
I've had this idea for a while in the back of my head that I might have accidentally started doing. Not saying anything yet. I want to do like a fantasy universe in the style of like Marvel, like the Marvel universe, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's where it's like you know, like there's like a bunch of individual stories going on, but it's all taking place in the same world, you know?
Okay, yeah. I think I get you.
You know.
It would. Oh.
Go on.
Right. No. I think I get what you mean. Would Jack and Alex versus the Space Mafia be kind of in that vein?
I'm considering it. I wanted. Oh, speaking of, Jack and Alex versus the Space Mafia.
Oh my god!
Oh my!
What is that?
What is that? That's the poster in my background, and that's also the. If people are curious, is the short book I'm going to release, hopefully, by the end of next month. And if people want to, they could pre-order it. 1 second. Let me. If they want to, they can. 1 second. Okay.
Yes, please link it.
Exactly what I'm doing. It's only 99 cents.
It's right here. Right here.
I see. Yes, it's also linked on Funk's account. 1 second.
I may or may not be shouting this out in my newsletter.
Yeah. And it's also right there, and I should probably link it just directly in my account. I haven't done that yet. But yeah, it's I
know I had to be scrounging for it for my newsletter. I'm kidding.
I know.
I
should.
I have to scrounge for my own shit too.
Yeah. I don't know. I want, theoretically, I would like Jack and Alex to be a series, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it would be Jack and Alex versus, you know, other things. But, and the other...
That would be really cool.
and the other single I'm working on. Okay, I'm gonna announce it. There's
You are? What? We're
what?
getting
Yeah,
an announcement? I'm not ready.
yeah. There's a second single coming. Presumably in when I have time, because I'm on the last chapter and I just have to finish writing it and then I'm gonna edit it. It's about I'm gonna throw this out there. It's about pro wrestling. What? It's about.
Oh my god, I'm so
it's about
happy already.
Yeah, it's about a fantasy. It's about pro wrestling in a fantasy world.
Yes! Oh my god. All of your best things coming together into one. That's it.
No. Jack and Alex are a brother and a sister.
Checking out.
They're brother and sister. They're brother and sister. They're not. No. They're. And Alex is.
Oh my god, fingering and then.
Yeah.
Is it too early in the morning for you?
Well, it's late at night for No. So yeah. I don't know if I've ever talked about it. Nobody. It's a fairly tame book. There's one reference to sex in it, and that's pretty much.
So, not for kids.
It's PG-13. It's PG. I would call it
PG. It's PG-13.
It's PG-13
for the one sex reference.
For the one sex reference and the one reference to pot.
Oh yeah.
In the book.
It'll get a 1-star review from a concerned mother.
It'll get a 1-star review from my aunt that I think bought a copy. This oh
my god.
It is the same aunt I was complaining about in Discord. So.
Oh, I know. Man, you should have became a VTuber, man. You should have done it. Well, your aunt wouldn't have been able to find you.
Or what more shouldn't have happened is my mom shouldn't have told her what my YouTube account was.
Oh my god. It's like, Mom, shush.
My mom's great. She just wanted to share what
she just doing. Supports you. She
just supports me, but it did.
She's a professional mother for a professional stay-at-home son.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it did get me into a situation where. And at some point, the show I'm working on will come out. Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I need to. I need to get a Pocket FM account so I can.
Yeah, I mean, literally.
Can enjoy it.
Listen, all of you, when it comes out, you will download the app and review it.
Absolutely.
The show getting good reviews would help me immensely.
I'll just rip it to shreds.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm allowed to talk. I don't really have that much of a NDA, but the only thing that the only bit of NDA.
Much of an NDA, if there is one.
I do
at all.
I do have a little bit of an.
Oh my god.
No, my the one thing I'm not allowed
during during Ramadan too.
Yeah. The one thing I'm not allowed to talk about is shows that are still confirm any details about shows that are still in production. You know.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, that's understandable.
Yeah. So when it's released, I'd be very happy to talk about it in detail. But
I do have one question.
Yeah.
About it that I feel like you could answer, and I am curious.
Yeah.
When you write for your job, and what you write eventually gets turned into audio dramas.
Yeah.
Are you writing it in a script format or in a narrative format?
It's kind of a hybrid of the two.
Oh, interesting.
It's a specialized format that I don't think anybody else uses.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So that they can kind of go, this is our thing. Yeah.
If I could. I wonder if there's an example I could show that won't get me.
It was like.
So, okay.
Is it anyway?
No,
yeah.
What were you about to say?
I was just thinking, is it like a book, like a narrative structure, but then every time there's a line or something, it has to be put in a script, lines format?
Well, no.
Because I'm assuming actors are reading it off from what
Well,
you're
we only have
writing.
our show is only boy, can I even confirm that? Uh,
Okay.
some show. Okay, here's how I'll say it. Some shows are full on multicast like productions.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Some
okay.
shows have two people reading it, and some shows
Mhm.
only have a single narrator.
Oh, okay.
Uh, the format changes slightly for each thing
Oh, that makes sense.
we're
That
doing.
makes sense. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool.
So like
Yeah, I didn't know that.
the audio drama shows are more like just traditional scripts, whereas like other shows are more like
Like an audiobook.
audiobook. But you have to like, so there's a few things we do. I can talk about this. I'm pretty sure I can talk about this. Like,
if you don't feel like you can, you don't have to. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
It gives literally nothing. It gives literally nothing away about the show. And by the way, I would be so happy to talk about the show if I could, you know, like, and I will once it's out.
You are working pretty hard on it, so yeah, being able to talk about your work would probably feel good.
Yeah, and I will explicitly mention which episodes I wrote and go like, you should. Those are the mention how much you liked that specific episode. So it's like normal novel, but you when there are sound effects, you have to indicate when there are sound effects, when there are VO sound effects, which
gotcha. Yeah.
Voice actors making sounds like scream or gulps or stuff like that, and then we're encouraged to occasionally have interior monologue from the main character, and when you do that, you have to indent it so that they know it's an interior monologue. So that's
so that they can put the correct effect on the voice.
And stuff
to make it sound like it's in their head. Yeah.
So stuff like that. So it's pretty basic. It's you know, like there are things like yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That is very interesting.
I mean, it's like it's very video gamey. I don't know. Have you guys ever listened to anything done by Pocket?
No. The most I've done is try to find them on social media when I was looking up like the job.
Yeah.
And then going like, oh, I kind of got a feel for some of the dramas that were on there. I think I primarily found the Indian one.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of Indian dramas.
Well, because it's an
first
looking. It's an Indian company. I'm part of the American. Like they're expanding into the U.S. and I'm part of the the American branch of it. But yeah, its headquarters in India.
Cool. Yeah, that was my first That's pretty much all I've seen.
Yeah. The commercials can be a little over the top. I saw one recently that was quite. If I could find it, I'd play it because they're quite.
Well, isn't that like the Indian drama style?
Yeah.
To just kind of be very, very dramatic and very over the top.
Yeah.
It would make sense. Oh, that's very sweet, Robin.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer we're gonna go for, to be honest.
Yeah,
we still haven't officially started our day as well.
How much free time do you have left? Because I probably gonna get some lunch pretty soon, and then I need to get my day started.
Yeah. I mean,
you want to go for like?
I'm kind of going off of your schedule, man. I have pretty much the day to myself, but if I'm honest, I'm gonna run out of time to do kind of like your job. I'm gonna run out of time to do things unless I take care of them today. So I have to do some cleaning and some chores so that I'm not having to do it tomorrow when I have to do other things. So
let's see.
So I'm good to be done whenever you're ready to be done.
It's a shame. I'm having fun. I'd like to keep going, but let's see who's on right now.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. Midnight over here. Oh yeah. Well, sleep is good too. Sleep is always good.
Uh, Probably. Uh, I still want to show you this ad because it's so funny. I mean,
You can. I don't mind.
yeah. Let's see. Pocket FM. I mean, dramatic. I would never talk bad about the company.
No. And I'm trying to also say, in case they do see and hear this, I very much am interested and would love to see more of the stuff. And I'm not saying that the ad is ridiculous. I've never seen the ad. I don't know, and I'm open minded through this whole thing. If the ad, as over the top as it could be, can still convince me to listen to the audio drama, then it did its job. So
I can't find the particular video I'm looking for. Darn it! There was such a funny line in it.
Wine is for the brave, but wine makes you sleepy.
Yeah.
That's one of its many charms.
I mean, when the show comes out, I really want to like share it. We'll play like the teaser for it when the show officially comes out.
Yeah. No, seriously, yeah. Go for it. If it's within your, you know,
you
can do it.
They encourage us to like share on our social medias. So I'm like, this is mine.
You know? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was maybe part of the reason they hire people is like, do you have a good social media draw? Then yeah, free marketing for us.
I mean, they hired me because I'm friends with one of the senior writers. That's why they hired me.
Well,
yeah.
You also have many followers, and
yes, yeah.
I'm sure if you promote something, we'll eat it up.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see. What time is it? You want to go for 5 more minutes? You want to go for 5 more minutes and then
and we can talk about anything else if you want. I feel like we've covered a lot.
Yeah, we have. Gilded Age. Have you seen the Gilded Age?
No, I haven't.
I'm kind of in a weird thing where I'm watching like it's a good show. I liked it so much.
Hey.
Me and my mom are now watching Downton Abbey, so.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I had an idea a long time ago where me and Jess, who is also on my podcast, back when we were rooming together, we started watching Downton Abbey and drinking wine, actually. And we called it Drunk Downton. And I think we did 1 or 2 episodes of that. And then we both just realized that we weren't really enjoying the show drunk.
How about...
I don't know.
Winton Abbey?
Winton Abbey. I think in the end we were just kind of like, we were maybe a little too honest with our opinions, and we're like, I don't know if fans of Downton would like us talking very much like us.
Well, it's so funny.
So I never did anything with it.
It's so funny with Downton Abbey and Gilded Age. I like to get me being me. I did try. There is the start of a story about Gilded Age New York experiencing a zombie apocalypse.
Okay.
I don't
now
know.
I could get drunk and watch that.
I might I might try and write that at some point. It's just
Yeah.
So it's just like I have all this other stuff I need to do.
I know. It's like the story of my life. It's like, man, when can life just slow down and not need me for a second? Yeah. Can I just like exist and not be doing things constantly?
Well, this is terrible. I was thinking, like, at the end of my contract, I'll have a good deal of money. I could probably stay at home and live off that for like a couple of years, honestly.
Oh, really? They're making that kind of money? Yo.
I'm not.
I mean, you do not really pay too much in bills, so
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like, whoa, he's set for life, baby.
No, I'm not.
It's just like a 6-month contract. That's crazy.
No, well, no, I mean, if people want to hear how much I'm getting paid, we as a society should be comfortable sharing how much we're getting paid, so we know.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid $4,000 a month.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
really good.
yeah. So
Bro,
yeah,
very good. I make roughly the same at my job that I work
yeah.
a ton of hours for. So
To be fair, I also work a ton of hours for this job, so
it's true. It's never just like, hey, here's your pay
yeah,
and here's the workload. It's like, oh, you have time. We
yeah,
will take all of your time and give you money in return. Oh, you
yeah,
don't have any time, no money for you. It's like,
yeah,
ugh,
yeah,
time is money to them.
yeah.
So
Well,
you have one or the other. Can't have both.
yeah, no, no. I also kind of live in the middle of nowhere. I live in a suburb outside of a city, but
Mm,
to be fair, most of my social life is online, so I can live sort of anywhere and just be as social as I want to be. You know?
yeah. What's funny is now I actually do live in a major city, not a major city, but a big city, and I go back to work in a smaller suburb of that city. Like I don't actually work in the city. I have to go back into like the smaller town
Yeah,
to do all my work and then drive back to the city where I actually live near like a lot of good nightlife, but I'm
yeah,
never there for it.
yeah. Crow. That
I
sounds
also
like
have few friends
yeah,
that I would actually go out and do stuff with, so.
Crow. Just to mention what Crow wrote. Crow. That sounds like a fun idea. I like the idea of combining Stalker with Sailor Moon. That sounds like a fun idea.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, do
How
it.
cute. I just feel.
Do it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I titled the stream "We're Still Alive."
We didn't die. Not yet.
We didn't die, not yet. But it does
We're
feel like,
31, but we're not dead.
even though that's ancient, according to the teens on TikTok.
Yeah, well, I'm a VTuber,
Yeah.
so
Although it's
I'm
funny, have
I
you seen
might as well be ageless.
have you seen this whole thing about like how millennials are aging better than Gen Z kids?
I have seen that. I don't know if it's particularly true
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I don't know either,
Um,
but it is funny to see a few of the Gen Z kids like freak out about that.
it's just funny because it's like, oh yeah, you're not gonna be the youngest generation for long.
Alpha Alpha is coming for you guys. Alpha is I do
Alpha.
can I
Are they coming for us?
yeah,
Maybe.
well they're coming. I'm going to throw this out there. There is nothing particularly sadder than people who are like really into being millennials. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
I think you're in particularly like being your generation specifically. It's
yeah,
like have a personality. Come
yeah,
on. Like
yeah. And sometimes when people say that grow a personality, it's a little bit mean. But literally, it's the baseline of your life. It's
yeah.
literally you're excited about being the same as like. Do you know? I looked this up. 1 billion people. There are about 1 billion millennials. There, if
Hmm.
you're really excited about being the same as like 1 billion other people, I don't know what to say, buddy. And it's like,
Yeah, no, seriously. It's
like,
like
if you, I don't know, it's so yeah, it is literally the definition of the single most bland thing in the world. You know,
yeah.
if you're
I mean,
like,
okay, relatability is great,
yeah,
but it's
relatable,
okay to have relatability across generations.
yeah,
I have a lot of all of me and my I shouldn't say me. I'm the only millennial in
yeah,
my family. Both my parents are boomers. The rest of my siblings are all Gen Z. I
yeah,
feel like I relate to Gen Z in a lot of ways, but
yeah,
I'm not out here saying, "Oh, look at me.
yeah,
Hello, fellow kids." I'm not trying to like
yeah. I mean,
do all that. And I look at millennials and I go, "Yeah, there are some things that
yeah,
we all went through that my siblings did not go through that I'm like, yeah,
we
that feels more real to me." But
we all
I'm not subscribing to the millennial issues.
yeah. It's just it's to me. It's like if people who are like really proud of being millennials are like you're proud of like people who you're proud of not being allergic to milk. You know,
Right.
it's
It's
like
like what are we celebrating here?
yeah, what
Like
exactly?
just calm down.
Yeah, just calm down. And then there are people who get like so defensive over it. It's like we're not cringe. We're not cringe. Gen Z is cringe. It's like
Everyone is cringe you live long enough. It's
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
look back and like everything is cringe. Like,
yeah,
and Gen Z is gonna figure that out pretty soon. They're gonna look
yeah,
back and go,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
God.
yeah. Well, no, no. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of think this real commodification of like generational things is kind of super capitalist in a way, because
It is.
if you
You're so
notice
right.
if
Preach.
if you notice like what people get obsessed over are like things. You know, it's not they. Nobody ever talks about like experiences that millennials went through. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like a generation like it went through. No, 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 no. What they talk about is like, oh man, remember buying these certain clothes? Those were so great when we were young. A few weeks later, companies release skinny jeans as
Right?
for nostalgic. It's like just remembering stuff. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. I feel it's like just being. Yeah, exactly. Life is cringe. You will be cringy, unbearably cringy at times. Anyways.
And not to mention, I noticed this the other day, is in entertainment,
Yeah.
the writers of the entertainment you are watching will always be a few steps behind the current generation. You
Yeah.
will never find a reference in a TV show that is on the pulse of the kids nowadays. It's always going to be a little bit back. It's like, oh, that's kind of cringe. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, nobody can keep up with anything because everything's always changing.
Yeah.
And your generation, if anything, is just defined by
the previous.
The previous and the current experience that it was when you were growing up. Millennials, we grew up in 2000. That's why we are millennials. We entered the new millennium as children. That's it.
Yeah. Have you noticed?
Like, that's really the point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so like the interesting thing about like entertainment is it takes about 20 years for like the current young generation to get in those positions usually, because usually once you're in your 30s by the time you're allowed to tell companies will back you in telling stories.
Yeah.
So it's always like a kind of a like 30s 40s. It's always like 20 years behind. So like our generation right now is kind of getting into that position where they can tell their stories.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of it's so I don't know. Like to me, if I ever you know I guess I am writing a young adult book right now. Oh no, I revealed something. About the thing. It's a young adult. The genre.
Pro wrestling young adult.
No.
The different one.
No, the show I'm working on is a young adult show.
Oh, the show. Okay, okay.
Oh boy! Oh no! I revealed something. We're writing about teenagers. Ah. But yeah, you know, I have thought about doing a young adult, and I'm like, you know, my thought process is always, I'm just gonna set it in the past. You know.
Yeah, go for it.
Instead of like trying to do now, I'll set it in the past. Well, that's what young adult.
That's what the genre is called.
It's called in the U.S. at least is young adult. We can't call it. We're not allowed to call it juvenile fiction anymore, so we call it young adult, which sounds classier. You know.
Yeah.
Even though it's It is kind of a funny term, yeah. But yeah, oh no, I let it slip. The show I'm working on is a young adult show. Oh no, I'll be fired, even though like half of our platform is young adult shows.
Well, yeah, no, if you follow the company, it's like anything that's already out there is kind of like, eh.
No. Stories about
early 30s. Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Thank you. We call that new adult nowadays. No. There's young adult and new adult.
Manifesting not getting fired. Yeah. I'm manifesting that every single fucking day. Yeah. Every day it's like manifest not getting fired.
Yeah.
And then I sit there and go, I didn't do anything to get like that would warrant me getting fired, but I'm still afraid of getting fired for some reason.
No, Robin, 30 is still quite very young and cool.
Oh, you guys weren't here for the very beginning of the stream. I was just saying I hit 31 and it was like I had a second awakening.
Yeah.
I gained sentience a second time. I'm so much smarter now that I'm 31 and not 30. You guys, you have no idea.
30 is still relatively young. We're theoretically
30's a baby. 30's a baby.
Science says that 33 is the peak of people's existence, and then it's all downhill from there. So we got 2 years left before we hit the peak.
And you know what? By the time we're 34, there'll be a new peak.
Yeah,
36.
Exactly.
The new human peak.
Exactly.
And then after that, it'll be 45. Baby, we're gonna stay golden.
Because we did it. We made that the thing.
I get old enough, I make the rules.
Yeah, exactly. The new human peak is what we decide, because we're always at the peak.
Get on our level.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what? You're 33? Sorry, you're still baby. The new peak is 48.
Yeah.
Catch up already.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus was crucified at 33. He did all the stuff. Okay, I think with that, we should probably call it here.
Okay, this was really fun.
It was.
Thanks for catching up and
we got
inviting me on.
Fun anytime you want to come on, you're free to come on. Okay. Have a good day, everybody. Oh.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We're still on YouTube.